on stream publicly in YouTube. Get this beat from Cash, not from YouTube. Okay, shit. Alright, new week. I'm still doing this. Hi, let's get on with it. Next week we have bank holiday on Monday for Euro, so guess I can expect a consolidation or an unchallenged run. One of the two. Tuesday, no news. Wednesday we have CPI. Thursday we have PPI, and then Friday we have some UOM. I don't know what UOM stands for, so preliminary UOM something something. Which means we probably will see a calm Monday and Tuesday, and then price get active starting Wednesday going into the Friday. Then looking at the monthly chart on Euro USD. Okay. So long term, looking bullish on this pair. What do we have over the last month or two? Okay, wait. Because I just want to add stuff to the chart to make it look like, you know, things are actually happening. But no, this is just for me. It's on the monthly chart, and by the time we get here, it'll probably be like a few years, probably. Still bullish on this pair. There's a monthly level. I think we said this is seen on the monthly and weekly. Okay. We're changing it to monthly and weekly only. Let me make sure this thing is even. Okay, sure. When we go through the lower time frames, you'll see like most of these things are already marked up, so I don't have to mark them up again. But yeah, maybe extend this forward. Okay. Also notice that there's this PD array over here for a value gap that we more or less have traded above. Alright. What time is it? It's almost 6. It's almost 6. Weekly chart. Yeah, I'm a bit sick, which is why I'm not talking so much. Call it a runny nose. And someone said I should stop doing the accents, or maybe they weren't talking about me, but I'm gonna stop doing that because that was what viewers requested. Isn't that what I'm here to do? Fulfill viewer requests. Otherwise, why else would I be live showing you what I'm doing right now? Who knows? Anyway. So what do we have here? We have this monthly liquidity, which was traded into. We have this fair value gap, which looks like it's been respected because price does not close. Barely closes within the level. So something to look for, to watch for. I have too many drawings on here. I need to reduce them. Not your worst nightmare. I was listening to that song earlier. That's why I'm saying it. Okay, so this is why I move this below here. That looks a lot better now. So this order block had the mean threshold closed above, and more or less we've traded through it. So that isn't a level that I'm gonna be looking towards like that anymore. However, there is this one thing I saw where if you do it like this, right, it gets super accurate from the top of the candle to the bottom of the body. Probably said that in one of his videos, but just it's hella accurate, like exactly to the midpoint, and then price like flies off to the upside. I could add a mitigation block over rejection block over here, but it's starting to get a little too crowded in this area, so just to keep the number of PD arrays same, I'm not gonna add that. And go to the daily chart. Okay, somebody's gonna pause and read that, but that's just what I do at the start of a trading day. I can make commentary on what does the daily chart look like, and then from there I figure out if I'm gonna be a buyer or seller. So far we're just pushing upwards, like we consolidated at this order block's midpoint. Did reach into this fair value gap or imbalance up here. Is it a fair value gap or an imbalance? Let me go check. Scrolling into a fair value gap. So we had three fair value gaps overlapping with each other in this area. And this is like the midpoint of this weekly one. See that? What's going on for the next 5 days? That's as far ahead as I'm willing to look. Cause after that, then things just start getting a little murky. Okay, have this level that was used here, and by order of that, I guess you could call this a propulsion block. Why didn't you use the top to the middle on this one? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just decided to use this one this way. Possibly because it's not at a swing low. That makes more sense to me. And as you can see, price has been going higher, retraced, continued higher. Now it's consolidating. Difficulty closing above this level. May see some retracement down into this weekly level, or ultimately to the equilibrium, or this level of liquidity, or internal range liquidity on the monthly charts. Because we've broken the high of the last 20 days. Then we look at the high of the last 40 days, and that's up there. We're a lot closer to that than we are to the low of the last 20 days or the low of the last 40 days. Let's just see how price develops over the next couple days and weeks. Today, not much else outside of that. Oh, just noticed. See what happens when you zoom in. You start seeing things that you previously didn't. So this is a level of buy side. Previous week's high. And there's another level of sell side down here. Why am I marking up all these levels? Because this is the daily chart. Monthly, weekly, daily, if you mark up the swing highs and swing lows, it's chill. But you can't do that on the lower time frame specific, like 30-minute or 5-minute. Most pretty much the intraday charts, like marking every single high and low is asking yourself for trouble. So we don't do that. But on the higher time frames, it's okay because it's a lot of volume that is being used on these levels. Right, so this is the range that we're in right now. Want to see either break, retest, and drop lower, or something like a turtle soup, and then confirmation to push higher. Or in the opposite direction, you could see go higher, make a higher high, and then just break down. Or we could see it have a failure swing, and then break down. Or we could have this going above, retracing back into this level, and then going there. But that I only see that happening if we sweep this liquidity over here. So if we trade lower and then come up and then go through, that's how I see it happening. Otherwise, I don't see how we can just like next candle open and then boom, go straight towards up there. I'm not judging, bro. Nah, I swear you, I'm not gonna say nothing, man. Like, you want what you want, right? Yeah. Anyway, that's on there. Do I want to look at any other pairs? Not really, cause this is all I'm trading for right now. Okay, I'll look at the 30-minute chart and then I'll be done after this. I forget to see what I did last week, and I'm working on entries still, cause Monday, see, I was expecting retracement into there and then take it up to the upside. Would have got my 30 pips, but I was late, or price just didn't retrace, so I didn't get nothing, and that was it, done for the day. Tuesday, same thing. Thought it was going higher, got stopped out. Decided to change direction, got stopped out again, and price continued lower. Wednesday, I was wrong. On Wednesday, I was looking for bearish price action, and the fact that I was looking for 62 pips tells you that I was tilting, because that's one of the signs, one of the things that I noticed that I do when I'm on tilt. I tend to increase the profit target by a lot instead of sticking to the one that I was just on, in a bid to recover losses, which sometimes leads to even more losses. So be careful doing that. This has been traded through, so it's invalid. This has also been traded through, it's invalid, but then would be valid over here. So you can take it off the charts. These liquidity level, we had a liquidity sweep return to, shit goes on here. This I can remove, and then it becomes daily level. It's not your 30-minute level no more. But what happened here? Sweep of liquidity, expansion, retracement back to the fair value gap, continuation higher. That was on Wednesday. Thursday, what happened? Timing was right, direction was right. See, that was that sell side liquidity entry, which would have been similar to something like that. Didn't get that on Monday. And what happened is trailing stop, price went higher, retraced, stopped me out, and that was it for the day, because London session, like one execution per day. And then what happened on the Friday was I was expecting something similar, and then price just broke below. I was waiting to see a run higher. We didn't get that. We saw price failed to close below this. I'll call it mitigation block. It's mitigation block here. After breaking through sell side liquidity. And then what happened? Price continued lower. Like I got pretty late entries, so I was like, alright, I guess we're going lower for the rest of the day. And I only wanted to get this much until this level of sell side. Turns out we could have gone all the way down here, but NFP. However, if I did place my entry here, right, theoretically, I would not have gotten stopped out even on NFP news. And that would have been clean, what? Clean 50 pips or so. I would have taken 50 pips or so out the market. In a few minutes, but that's not what happened. So here we are. So far, price is showing signs of bearishness, and we're in a premium, and we just did this OTEs thing where we went into the second level. So what am I expecting now? I'm expecting a retracement probably all the way to like midpoint or something, somewhere here, which aligns with this daily order block. Essentially, wait to see, because what I'm expecting to see is, because we're within this range, expecting Monday to rally higher and then push lower for the rest of the week. Okay, I'm done. Almost. I'm just stopping right now. This was 17 minutes. So 17 minutes, not bad. Guess sometimes you have to come on as a substitute, you know. You don't have too many minutes to impact the game, but because you've seen the game going on from the outside, you can have some idea on how you go into the game and what you can do, what you can change, so that you can get your victory that you're looking for. But I feel like it's starting to become a bit more clear than it was earlier this year. Reducing the amount of time frames I look at greatly reduces impact of decisions. One thing I have noticed also is that the PD arrays that tend to get respected look to form in the are forming like if I comment if I comment some people might call me a bad person, so I'm not gonna say nothing. You know, that's what they said. If you don't got nothing good to say, you say nothing. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm gonna do right now, man. But you wilding, you low key wilding. Okay, so I guess I'm done now. Right. Which is what I'm trying to say is essentially remember that the substitute's bench is also a position. Okay. Don't let people make you feel bad for being a substitute. Like, yeah, of course you want to start every single game, but it also takes a very strong mindset or a very unique set of characteristics to be able to come off the bench and impact the team every time. Um, when I say this, I think of Chicharito. I think of John Duran when he started at Aston Villa. Like just being able to come off. Okay, why is it important? Because now you give your manager extra options. Not only does he have the 11 to work with on the start that are on the pitch, he also has now another maybe 2-3 players. These days, it's like 5 subs per game, maybe more. I don't know. Like I can't keep track, but now he has versatility in what he can do in terms of the team shape, how the team plays, because if you change just one person on the pitch, then you open up a whole new dynamic of how to play the game. And I think I don't think I spoke on the Champions League final recently. Um, that was hectic. Like once I saw PSG replace their entire midfield, I was like, yeah, this game is done. I don't know how many more they're gonna score, but the game is over at this moment. How did yo? But anyway, that's a discussion for another day. Yeah, I need to go now. So let me let me find this button that I push here that says